full suite platform for agencies. Scale your agency past. The email wasn't meant for me. Yet it landed in my inbox like a stray bullet, its subject line cutting clean through the midnight silence. Full suite platform for agencies. Scale your agency past. Corporate garbage. Empty words stitched together to sell something nobody needs. That's what it looked like at first glance. But the signature below wasn't from a stranger, it was from her. Not my wife in the personal sense, though that word still lingered on our legal documents, but my partner, my so-called co-founder, the woman I had built everything with. The words were harmless to anyone else. A pitch, a campaign, another hollow promise in the hollow world of agencies. But I knew the undertone. I knew the language beneath the language. This wasn't a campaign. It was a confession. And as I stared at those meaningless corporate syllables, I felt something unravel inside me. Not fast, not loud, but quietly, surgically, like a stitch being pulled free from skin. Partnerships are built on trust, but trust, once broken, doesn't shatter, it rots. She had been slipping away for months, late meetings that stretched into nights, trips to meet clients that required no invoices, no reports, a phone she turned face down when I entered the room. I told myself it was stress, growth pains, that she was carrying the weight differently than I was. But the email confirmed it wasn't stress, it was strategy. She wasn't scaling our agency, she was building her own, using my contacts, my systems, my sleepless nights and bloodshot mornings. Infidelity isn't always physical. Sometimes it's quieter, more poisonous. It's a whispered deal behind closed doors. It's your blueprint presented under another name. It's betrayal that wears the face of innovation. I felt the denial creep in, begging me to believe her still. But denial is for the weak, and I was no longer weak. I didn't confront her, not yet. I played the role she expected. Calm, overworked, distracted. But beneath that mask, I collected. Every email, every draft, every client message she thought she erased. I hired someone, a digital ghost. He traced her late-night logins, mapped her cloud storage, unearthed contracts hidden behind proxy names. It was all there. Full suite platform for agencies. The name of her secret company. The altar where she planned to sacrifice everything we had built together. I tracked the money transfers, small, precise movements, enough to keep me blind, but not enough to keep me broke. She was starving me slowly, like a spider with prey caught in its web. Every night I rehearsed the confrontation in my head. Every morning I erased it, because rage is impatient. Revenge is not. The truth didn't arrive like thunder. It came like frost, silent, creeping, undeniable. A full dossier landed on my desk one morning. My ghost delivered it in a black envelope. No name, no words. Just facts. Company registration, bank accounts, client rosters, even photographs. Her smiling across tables with the very clients I had brought in, shaking hands as though she hadn't already sold me out. When she walked into the office that day, she found me at her desk. The folder lay open between us. Her eyes widened, then narrowed. "You've been spying on me." I said nothing. Silence is heavier than accusation. She flipped through the pages, her breath quickening, her composure cracking with every damning detail. Finally, she whispered, "It's not what it looks like." I leaned back, my voice steady. "It's exactly what it looks like." She broke then. Tears she hadn't earned. Pleas I had already predicted. But I didn't raise my voice. I didn't strike. I just watched. Cold, detached. Revenge didn't require shouting. It required precision. The contracts she had signed in secret, they were invalid. The intellectual property belonged to our original agency, still legally tied to my name. The investors she courted, they received an anonymous package. Screenshots, recordings, and financial records painting her as disloyal, reckless, unstable. I didn't need to ruin her. She had done that herself. I simply adjusted the spotlight so everyone could see. When she arrived at the next board meeting, expecting to pitch her new platform, the room was silent. Cold eyes watched her stumble, stammer, collapse under the weight of her exposed betrayal. I didn't speak until the end. Just one sentence, delivered calm, deliberate. Scale your agency past me, if you can. And then I walked out. Her empire crumbled before it began. The office is quieter now. Too quiet for some, but not for me. She took the noise with her, the late-night calls, the nervous laughter, the lies that scraped against my ears until they became unbearable. What remains is silence. Clean, sterile, free of poison. I don't think of her with anger anymore. Anger burns too hot, too fast. What I feel is colder, final. Betrayal doesn't destroy the betrayed. It reveals them. It strips them bare until they see themselves for what they are. She tried to build a platform without me. Now she has nothing but ashes. And me? I don't celebrate. I don't grieve. I simply continue, stronger, sharper, alone, but unbroken. The last words I spoke to her still echo, not as rage, but as truth. Scale your agency past me, if you can. She couldn't. She never will.